in LA. Perk, no denying the Lakers are going through a rough patch right now, and it doesn't seem to get any easier moving forward. How do they get back on track tonight against the first place Jazz?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Tony, the thing that they better not do is think about load managing LeBron James or managing his minutes because they might get beat by 50. This Utah Jazz team is serious. Okay, they rank top 5 statistically in every category, defensively and offensively. And if the Lakers want to win on the defensive side of things, they're going to have to make sure they driving gaps and close out to the three-point line. The Jazz are one of the top leaders in the league at taking three-pointers and making three-pointers. So they're going to have to get back and take away Donovan Mitchell getting in the paint. Offensively, the Lakers are going to have to force turnovers and get easy baskets in transition. The Utah Jazz do a great job of loading up, and so therefore the Lakers are going to have to get easy baskets. And last but not least, they're going to have to make shots. Right now, the Lakers cannot shoot the ball in the ocean, and they're standing on the boat. So they're going to have to make shots in order to get a win tonight, and LeBron James is going to have to be special.
Oh, yeah, and the Lakers will be looking to shock all of us, a game that we can all watch on ESPN tonight at 10 Eastern. Now, Perk, the other storyline out of the NBA making a lot of noise. The All-Star reserves were announced, and there's always chatter around the guys who didn't make it. But which player that got snubbed do you think has a legit reason to complain about this?
Well, listen, Tony, I grew up in Beaumont, Texas. My grandmother raised me, and she's from Louisiana. And when people used to make mistakes, she used to say, God bless their heart, baby. They don't know no. And look, she's absolutely right. The coaches don't know no better because if I'm Domantas Sabonis, I am livid right now. This guy has been flat out balling, averaging 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists, and he's been carrying this Pacers team. His value to the Pacers is just as valuable as Joker is to the Nuggets. And for him not to get voted in is crazy to me because he actually have the Pacers sitting at the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. So he should be livid right now because I'm pissed for him.
And to your point, God bless the coaches. Sabonis is averaging over 21 points, 11 rebounds, under 6 assists per game this season. Perk, as always, appreciate you. Thank you for giving us your take on all things NBA.
They be lying to you, okay? That's the first thing. We look at everybody. You respect everyone, and so Utah kind of reminds me of that year that Atlanta had. Remember Atlanta, how, I think they, won close to almost, 55, 57 games, and the thing about 60, right? Yeah, 60 games. I would say the difference is they got a little more star power. Donovan Mitchell play, to be able to break down defense. Atlanta didn't have that. Rudy Gobert, how the way he protects the paint, Atlanta didn't have that. I think Boban, I think they're the one team they kept everyone back, right? Their chemistry level of all starters coming back. They added Favors. Favors is basically a Utah guy as it is. How many years was he there? So they didn't lose anything. Guys got a little bit better. They've been a little bit more healthier. And they're a force to be reckoned. You saw the way they play with the Clippers, and you see how they are. And so I would be shocked, though, if they don't hit a little skid here where, when it comes to games and people missing games and you lose 2 out of 3. And then that's really the biggest thing is how you deal with adversity. That's what I've noticed so far about a championship team. Where I remember last year we lost 4 in a row. There was no panic in here. No one. The locker room's still loud as could be. Guys are still confident. So we definitely take a look at that. You got to take a look at Brooklyn and their 3 stars and what they played, and the way Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers out there in Philly. You definitely take a look at that and how Embiid's getting the ball 75% of the time, and there's no other player like Embiid in that low post getting doubles and getting fouled to the free throw line. So, and you still have the Clippers and you still have Denver here. So it's definitely going to be a handful. Everyone knows here in LA it's always hard to repeat, but I think guys are up to the job, and hopefully after this little break we'll get our second win.
Some honesty there from Jared Dudley talking about the top teams in the league and that the Lakers are well aware of who those teams are. The Jazz are one of them, and he hit it on the head. It's consistency. Coach, players, system, never a panic, and here they are once again. But this time, guys, they're ridiculous. 21-2 in their last 23 games. Brez, they got the best record in the league. They're a contender. They got a top 3 offense and defense, kind of like the Lakers did last year. What kind of jumps out at you when you watch them?
There's almost a story for every guy on that team. You got the Mike Conley resurrection year. He's been injured the last couple of years, kind of ineffective. He's playing great. Bojan Bogdanovic, didn't even play in the bubble because of a season-ending wrist injury. He's come back strong. Our friend Jordan Clarkson, he might be sixth man of the year. He had 40 points off the bench last week. And, of course, their big two, haven't even got to them yet. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, both all-stars. Yeah. You know, Donovan Mitchell, he's dialed it up another level. He's hitting threes left and right. He's really worked on that part of his game. He's really honed his craft behind the arc. And, of course, Gobert, for my money, the best rebounder, shot blocker in the NBA.
It's funny, Andy, you think of the Jazz, you think of that slow down, methodical, grind you out, beat you up defense. They hit like 28 threes last night. That's no longer the case.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They're just a really well-rounded, versatile team. They can beat you in a lot of different ways, like you said, Geeter, on both sides of the ball. It also feels like, too, they had a lot of chemistry issues last year. You know, once the pandemic hit and everything stopped, there was that very well-documented rift between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And it seems like they got a lot of stuff out on that team. And, you know, everything has been just out in the open now, and it's been put behind them, and they're better for it. And that's great for them, but that's not great for the Lakers as a team that's going to be looking to face them shorthanded.
So other than the Jazz, what team do you guys see as the biggest challenge to close out the first half of the season here? You're going to have Dame coming into town with the Blazer team that always plays well here. You got Devin Booker and Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns, who are, what, fourth right now and right behind the Lakers. And then you're going to have a Kings team. No one really, thinks about them too much. That's going to be right before you go on break. And you're going to have Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Yeah, did you mean to say an angry Devin Booker?
Angry Devin Booker.
Snubbed from the All-Star game. I don't quite understand it. I think Phoenix is that team that might give the Lakers some issues. Phoenix, by the way, they're in fourth place, but only a game behind the Lakers and Clippers. They are right there behind those guys. I don't even know where to start with these guys. One All-Star, Chris Paul, obviously, he's been there for a long time. Devin Booker probably should have made it too. We're starting to see some good stuff from DeAndre Ayton. He's starting to show why he was a high pick. I just like this team. I mean, it's young, it's fun, and it's going to cause some problems. Maybe Schroeder's back by then. Obviously, AD will not be.
Yeah. What about for you, AK?
It's actually also Phoenix as well. Yeah. I think everything Brez laid out, and DeAndre Ayton, he's never going to be Luka Doncic, but he's averaging a double-double, and he's a really productive player. Mikal Bridges is a quality, underrated, under-the-radar piece of that team. And also for the Lakers, it's the worst combination of quality opponent and end of the schedule before the break, where they are likely going to be running on fumes. Chris Paul is going to be up for a game against his close buddy, LeBron, and he's shown just time and time again what he can do transforming a team's culture. This is going to be a really difficult game, and it matters a lot in the standings because, like you said, they're only one game behind the Lakers. This can swing things pretty big.
You know what? Our director, Brian Bergen, one of our camera operators, Sonia, they are huge Phoenix Suns fans. They're from there. We've been laughing at them for 8 seasons. They've been at the bottom of the standings. We don't even care about them. We make fun of them. You know what? This is their time. I'm happy for them. They have a good team. Enjoy it. All right, and some more somber news. Tuesday morning, Southern California native and professional golfer Tiger Woods was injured in a single car crash in Rancho Palos Verdes. The injuries were reported to not be life-threatening, but surgery was performed after he suffered multiple leg injuries, according to his agent, Mark Steinberg. And of course, the entire sports world getting involved in social media and tweeting out their best wishes. Magic Johnson, everyone to pray for a speedy recovery, asking everyone to send the prayers out to Tiger Woods. Also, former Laker JaVale McGee as well, praying for Tiger Woods. And our thoughts and prayers are with Tiger Woods and his family. Still to come, we're talking.
Or if I'm not feeling well, then we can look at it then. But I have nothing but honest people around me. But I'm also honest with myself as well. And, me having the love for the game and me being able to be available to my teammates is more important than anything. I'm not pushing myself. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm going on and I'm playing the game. I mean, I'm doing my job. I'm trying to do it at a high level. But that's been a narrative around the league. I've never asked for time off or time throughout the season. And it's grown to a point where, it's not even coming from me anymore. It's just like, okay, well, what LeBron should take time off, or why is his workload at this? I've been hearing it for 5, 6, 7 years now, and I'm still, going strong. So